Welcome to Jurassic Pod, and Mike is already yawning. A podcast 65 million years in the making. In this show, we excavate, theorize, and decipher the evolution of the Jurassic Park films and their fandom. If this is your first time listening or watching, welcome. It's been a while since we've talked Jurassic, but we have to because there's a new movie coming out. Jurassic World Rebirth is upon us. Mike, how are we feeling?
I feel like I've been given new life. A new Jurassic.
Yeah, you seemed really
movie.
excited when you were yawning as soon as I did the intro. For those watching on YouTube, Mike, and for those listening, Mike yawned as soon as I said, "Welcome to Jurassic Pod." He was like, "Oh boy, here we go."
This
again.
is a bad timing. I just feel like I've been rebirthed.
Reborn. Yes.
Reborn.
Yes.
Yeah, born again.
Born again. Rebirth. Yes. It's man, they're finding new ways to have legacy sequel names. We were talking off camera that they're about Spinal Tap because there's going to be a new Spinal Tap movie. I don't know if you knew this, Mike.
Yeah, Paul McCartney.
Spinal Tap 2, which is named, I think the working title is Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, which I already,
That's so good.
I just love that. I'm really excited that we're getting these 80s humorous, quirky movies back. We're getting that, and then we're getting Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, which we're going to talk about trailers today. That is a trailer that I laughed out loud at and was just dying laughing when I first saw it.
It was super good.
And I haven't felt that way with a lot of trailers. I'm a little bit more skeptical in the trailer game these days. So watching, I saw it in a theater and people were laughing out loud, very loud. And probably a lot of people who didn't even know the original Naked Gun or what Naked Gun was. They just saw Liam Neeson.
I think it's got the perfect. This isn't a Naked Gun podcast, but it ought to be.
The Naked Pod. Oh wait, no, that'd be something very different.
The Naked Pod. But yeah, I guess on the new Naked Gun movie, one of the Lonely Island guys is directing it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he's like the perfect guy to like direct a movie like of that like kind of comedy style.
It's the perfect time of Liam Neeson's career too to play with this stereotype of him just being the dad action guy who churns out 2 or 3 movies a year that are generally the same plot. It's brilliant. But we're not talking about Naked Gun. We're talking about Jurassic. We're already on a tangent.
We're talking about naked dinosaurs.
We're talking about naked dinosaurs that are not dressed up. If you've listened to the show, if you're listening on our Jurassic Pod feed, thank you for still subscribing. You can stay subscribed. But check out Least Important Things wherever you get your podcasts. That's where we're doing a lot of our rewatch content. We're doing so much more to come on that feed. So subscribe over there wherever you get your podcasts. If you're already subscribed to Least Important Things, thanks for listening. If you're not, please subscribe. You can get all of our other rewatch series on there. Podcast Impossible, Podcast of the Caribbean, and the Boardcast. We obviously talked about the last rewatch series movie that we did, which was Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, which I feel like was just yesterday, Mike. I don't know if you're reckoning with just the aftermath of that.
I'm reckoned.
I feel like it was such a big movie, and it was such a fun experience that we had. And if you haven't listened to that episode, please listen to it. And just to kind of bask in that moment was probably one of my favorite moments of the year so far in life in general, was watching that with you guys and talking about it after. I had so much fun.
Yeah, that was such a great time. Yeah, it's always a good time to go to the theater with friends.
It is, especially when you have paper cutout doves and you're waving them like maniacs. So, Mike, we have a new Jurassic movie. I mean, it's been a summer of fun if you like going to movies. We talked about off air. You're going to F1 this upcoming weekend. Oh my goodness, it's going to be wild.
Yes, it's going to be fast and ferocious.
Fast and ferocious. Mike, I wanted to do something before this new movie comes out. Obviously, we'll have a lot to talk about, And it's ironic because with the extravaganza preview for Mission Impossible, we had a huge group of folks. But I wanted to get back to the original two. What started this all off, re-watching these movies. This past weekend, I was up north at a family cottage in Michigan. And we have one of those old TVs and a VHS player. And it's great because it's a cabin. The only thing you can do is get antenna TV with 3 channels or a collection of VHS and DVDs. And I'd been up there in a long time. So as one does, I don't go to the lake. I don't go swim. I don't go outside. I go to the cabinet and see if there's been new additional VHSs into the collection. And what did I find but 2 pristine VHSs of Jurassic Park and The Lost World. And Mike, rewatching those on its purest form, VHS in a hot, sweaty northern Michigan cabin in the middle of the summer, is what life is meant to be. And it reminded me how good those movies are and how amazing this franchise is that we're going to get a new Jurassic movie. I feel like I've not been as excited as I should be, but rewatching those first 2 movies this past weekend reminded me why this franchise still impacts and why going to the theater in the summer to watch a Jurassic movie is still one of the best experiences you can have if you're a movie fan. So that really helped reinvigorate my excitement for this movie. But also, because I have not seen the second trailer. We talked about the first trailer when it came out. We had Daniel, Steven from Stuck on Storna, but I haven't watched this new trailer. So I thought we could watch it live together. I've been saving myself. I've been trying to deflect and not see any like, it's so hard because I'm sure there'll be things that I don't know about, but they have to market the movie. I understand from a business standpoint, you have to market the movie, but I've been really trying not to see any interviews because I like to go in as cold as possible. But when you live in a big city like Chicago, you're just driving down the highway and you see an advertisement for Jurassic and you see a scene from this trailer that we'll talk about. So I figured we could just bask in this newer trailer, the last trailer we had, and watch it cold. How about we do that?
Let's do it.
This is Jurassic World Rebirth, official trailer 2. Already got some InGen. We got some InGen. Things are happening. Reminds me of Alien. Okay, we got the big monster. Oh, okay.
On the island we're headed to, 24 species have survived there alone.
Oh, the horror aspect is way different in this trailer.
Yeah.
Maybe only the worst ones here.
And here it is. Here's the riverboat scene, the raft scene.
Don't see that every day.
Or ever.
Let's go.
If we get this DNA, millions of lives are saved.
Maybe we should make this quick, huh? Time to move.
We put ourselves in a place where we don't belong.
Ooh, is there a
Survival is
crash?
a long shot.
That's kind of our specialty.
She's scared.
Oh
She's
no,
scared
baby!
of-
Here, it's a baby dinosaur. Do not do that. July 2nd.
We're not gonna let you get hurt, okay?
That's so scary.
There was a source. We found it?
No, it found us.
Yeah. Wow. July 2nd. Get your tickets now. Okay.
That was awesome.
Way better trailer.
Yeah, way better.
Holy cow. When we first talked about the trailer that came out a couple months ago with Daniel, he was shocked about my underwhelming reaction to it. It's because this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
This is what I expected. In all of like the lead up material, they were like, this is going to be more going back to the horror aspect. It's going to be a mission movie. And this really is what I was hoping and expecting. And I feel justified that was a bad first trailer. It's not a reflection on what the movie will be. It was just a cut trailer by the studio that was more just like Happy Jurassic. This feels more like what the movie's going to be, which I'm excited about. So for those who have not been watching on YouTube or listening, you can go watch the trailer. You just heard it. But essentially, they gave us a couple sequences that we already saw, which is the big baddie of this is kind of the demented, more like alien type dinosaur. So we have a very like intense sci-fi InGen research facility. Someone gets trapped with the dinosaur and that probably breaks out. Then we get the scene that has been teased and has been spoiled for me from the billboards in Chicago is the raft scene, which if you've read the books, this is one of the best scenes in the books where basically the T-Rex is stalking. I can't remember if the kids are in the raft. I think the kids are in the raft with Grant. I think those are the characters. Essentially, they're in the raft getting away from the park or the facilities, or they're just trying to be safe. So they're on the water, and the T-Rex stalks them in the water. And essentially, that's been never touched. That's a source material scene that has never been touched from the first book. And they're bringing it into this movie, and we get a glimpse of that with. It looks like this is a family that was vacationing, or is somehow trapped on the island. That we know we're gonna see, and then we have kind of some of the main sequences we've already seen where they're trying to get the egg, and I think just kind of the final showdown, and then the water with the boat. So some new stuff, but altogether a much more frightening trailer, and
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, that trailer was so much better. I kind of I don't remember exactly what I said in our first kind of discussion about the first trailer, but I know that I fell some like well in between you and Daniel on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this one is just so much better. Like there's so much more like drama and intensity.
Yes.
I think that in the first trailer, I didn't feel like the danger in the mosasaur
Right.
scene that this one had specifically for the mosasaur, but like just the danger in general too. Like,
Yeah, on all the scenes. I think the first trailer they were trying to set up the cast of characters and what the scenario was, but it definitely didn't have the intensity that this one does.
The first trailer, I felt like the most dangerous part of the trailer seemed to be like that scene where that InGen employee is trapped.
Yeah.
Whereas in this trailer, that seems like almost the safest scene.
Yeah, it does. The mosasaur like bumping the boat, like that scene to actually like interact with the boat. That's super exciting.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see with a water battle.
Luke,
with a
go
dinosaur.
to 144.
The flare. When we see the monster, that kind of.
That is Alien.
It really looks like the xenomorph from Alien. When we say Alien, it looks like a big giant xenomorph, which I'm fine with. Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is what I've been asking for. I've been asking. You can roll the tape back. I can't remember what Jurassic Pod episode, but I maybe it was in our draft. Is like I said I would love just to have a simple, smaller mission movie that's more horror based with one raptor. I think is what I said. We haven't seen raptors, and we didn't see any raptors in this trailer, which I'm okay with. Blue kind of that's enough raptor for me for a while. With Blue and raptor tears.
I think maybe Blue will be like on the good guy team for this. You know, it'll probably
if Blue
like,
is in this movie, I might walk out of the theater.
Piloting a helicopter.
He's like, I'm coming in. I'm coming, guys. Like
I
JP3, but it's just Blue in one helicopter.
Something that I kind of wonder at is, so we saw a scene, I'm trying to find it right now, of like a split second where you said, was there a crash? A plane crash.
Right here. There's a plane crash. So Jonathan. There. One of our human characters is looking up, and it looks to be a helicopter crash.
Yes.
That's been decaying over time, and it kind of looks like it's giving me a similar kind of motif to JP3 with the parachutes and the dead body, the dead stepdad and the parachute.
Yeah, and I think something that I find interesting here is, in this scene at 127,
the skeleton's holding a gun.
And we see a gun in the first trailer. Scarlett Johansson's character has a gun in the first trailer, I think. Right. I wonder if that gun changes hands.
Oh. To a dead to a living hand.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're packing, but I think they're packing tranks. They're like trank guns. So
but the gun that she had was like
a Glock. You're
rounds.
Right. Yeah, and it was like she was in the tunnel. So yeah, it does look like that. That's a good catch. He also has I forget his character's name. He's our I think he's our financier. Has a flask, so he might be nipping at the bottle here on the island. Which who would blame him? I'd be terrified. We get the nest scene again, which is good. Reiterating, we have to get this DNA. Looks like we have some expendable crewmen as well, as I like to say. We have some expendable characters.
Of course, that guy is dead.
That guy's 100%. Dead. There's a lot of crew members that are gonna Mahershala Ali and Scarlett Johansson's characters, crew members. I think there's gonna be a lot of potential expendable team members as we get in JP3.
I think that
in the second film as well.
I have some predictions.
Hit me.
All right. And these are going to be potential spoilers predictions. Okay.
But you don't have knowledge. You were not on set.
I have no idea. So I'm looking at trailer 1 now too.
Yes.
That riverboat scene, this should not be surprising. That's going to be like in the very beginning of the movie.
Oh, yes, because we see the family and the team kind of interact, but it's evening already, correct?
No, they are on like a
barge?
giant boat that the team brings with them. And the team is all like clean.
Okay.
So so the mosasaur is going to be like
at the start
of the movie. Yes.
Oh, because they're tracking it, and if the cold open is the river scene. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Give
it to me.
That's a Jurassic movie. We think about it. We've had some good cold opens in this franchise, especially the first 3. Like, let's get back to that. Like, those are iconic cold opens. We obviously in the first film we have the raptor getting out. We see that with the park guys. The second film, we have the rich family on the island where the little girl gets attacked.
So I know the Spino scene is going to be in the beginning.
Okay.
The mosasaur scene, I think, will be in the beginning. I imagine that those scenes are essentially the same scene.
Yes. I guess that would make sense, right?
So I went to the first trailer because I was looking for the gun scene, and she is firing live guns like out of a handgun, or live rounds out of like a handgun, and she's like in a sewer.
So she's in a building. She's in a InGen facility.
Yes, but like in like she's like underneath something.
Yeah, so
like she's in like a storm drain or something.
Right.
Anyway,
it's exciting. Like this is gives you because when you look at these trailers, we have about 3 or 4 awesome sequences.
Yeah.
That I'm looking forward to seeing in their fullness, and then who knows what else. This trailer is giving me a lot of hope. Watching the first 2 movies and then watching this trailer is giving me a lot of hope.
Luke,
I'm excited.
This little girl that is on the boat, she's the one who steals the baby.
Oh yes, the baby Triceratops or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about that. As we learned from Nick Van Owen, one of the dumbest mistakes you could possibly make is bringing the baby dinosaur back to base camp, bringing the baby T-Rex back to base camp. And Julianne Moore's Sarah's character, her name's Sarah, but Julianne Moore's character does it as well, and she's a scientist. She's studying these creatures, but she does it, and then she's like, "Oh, well, this justifies my theory because the parents were so caring that they went back for their kid, like they didn't want to attack." So that's a rule of Jurassic. Do not do that. Bring home or bring back a baby. Also, don't go pee alone, and make sure Carter's not there.
I've discovered something else that's interesting. Oh, they're shot from different angles. Okay. All right.
I like this investigative work.
I'm just comparing.
This is a Zapruder film type of trailer smashing.
I'm comparing, scenes from the first trailer to this trailer.
We talked about it in the first trailer when we discussed it. Trailer making is its own art form. It's its own creative form that's done typically outside of the movie process. Some directors like to have cut of the trailer, but pretty typically it's done within the studio system or a third party. Not always the same people who cut the trailers within even one movie. A lot of times they might react to what happened in the first trailer. To me, this is a course correction of we want to show that it's exciting and it's dangerous, especially showing the river scene and actually putting that in the marketing materials. I think it's very fascinating. Could have been the plan all along, but because it's a huge pull for fans of the franchise, knowing the books, and it's a fun, exciting sequence that's going to be in here that's been on the table for this franchise. We're finally getting to see it, which I'm thrilled about.
Yeah, I think it's a really good trailer. My hope is that the plot itself isn't too, campy, because it looks like from the trailer that we have some really awesome scenes to enjoy. So I'm hoping that the story that surrounds those scenes is cohesive enough and tight enough that it just enhances those scenes.
I think cohesive is a great phrase or word because I don't need it to be this huge world building and give away all these secrets. I just need to have a cohesive story.
I need a story.
Yeah. And the story can be a rich dude financed a trip to go get dinosaur DNA to help solve cancer.
Yeah.
And there could be some nefarious stuff and some InGen stuff. But if that's the plot line and then they run into this family that got lost on there and then they're all trying to survive, that's enough for me. It just needs to be cohesive and not have all this stuff jammed in it to build it for the next movie. Just make one great movie. I trust Gareth Edwards. I really do. I think he's a great filmmaker, and what he's done with, obviously, the Star Wars property, to be able to do that at that point in time and that franchise history to make one of the best stories in the franchise. I trust that he can do it in Jurassic because obviously there's still really good material from the books and there's still a fun, great summer action adventure movie with a little bit of horror to be had. And this gives me a lot of hope that we're going to get that.
I'm making a prediction.
All right.
This should surprise nobody. financier dude dies.
I think so too. But who gets the kill? That's that. Which dinosaur gets the kill? That's maybe the baby dinosaur.
There are raptors, by the way.
Okay. There have to be. I'm fine with that. Just don't make them the pets of the humans.
Because I'm looking at the first trailer again, and
Yeah, there are raptors. Just don't make them the pets of the humans. Less is more with the raptors. Less is more with the raptors sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing about, I think that, like, Jurassic Park, the original, gets so right, is that, I mean, they're a huge part of the movie, but, like, yeah.
They're a
Yeah.
side character. They're a foil. I know,
Yeah.
and I know some people don't like that. I understand. They're really cool, and it's fun that when they're the focus. But the Lost World, the raptors are in there, and they're perfectly placed.
Yeah.
Don't go in the long grass. We know exactly what we're going to get. The raptors are here. We don't need any additional stuff. And then they have the sequence and the gymnastics, and they get off the island. But that's a perfect, like, they're using the raptors for what they should be used for. They're terrifying. They're hunters. They're smart. They're going to get you. So I'm fine with it. I just don't want them to be pets of our human characters.
Yeah.
That's my bare minimum. They should be scary. As Dr. Alan Grant would say to a young child, they should be terrified. So let's make them terrifying. Make
The
Jurassic
bones never-
terrifying again.
The bones never leave.
Yes. All right, Mike, final thoughts as we enter this new film.
Yeah, I'm way more excited than I was, 40 minutes ago.
Same. And I hope you are too, listeners, viewers, that you're excited for this new film. As an update, we are not going to be able to watch this one in person. Unfortunately, the day the movie comes out, I'm going to be moving here within the city of Chicago, so it'll be tough to fit that in. It is going to be a holiday weekend. Our goal is to have a Rebirth recap recording episode right after the holiday weekend. So hopefully that first week of post 4th of July weekend for here in the States, we'll have an episode. We don't know exactly when it will come out, but be patient with us. We never said we're going to be first or really breaking news, but we will bring you the news.
Yes.
It will happen
Yes.
eventually.
Yeah, the slow report.
The slow report is always better. You would rather have us like marinate in it for a while, but we promise we will get an episode out recapping, giving our thoughts and reactions of this new film, Jurassic World Rebirth, coming out July 2nd in a theater near you.